Hey all, welcome to week 4. We are getting very close to the bitter end here. So for week 4 is the final segment that we'll be focusing on a new particular era, and that is the postmoderns. So we've just finished with the moderns, and the postmoderns puts their own little twist on things. And you might be confused about what postmodern means. Welcome to the club. I study this stuff for a living, and I'm still kind of confused. It's thrown around so much and basically why it's so difficult to grasp because postmoderns just refuse, a lot like their modern predecessors, to be categorized as anything. But the way we can really treat postmodernism is if you take a bird's eye view of everything and you realize what are the common threads. And one of the common threads is that everything has been done before. It's this attitude that there is nothing new under the sun. And what's really cool about postmodernism is where the artists take this seemingly depressing idea. So instead of despairing that everything has been done, what the postmoderns do is they give this sensibility of absurdity and playfulness and even silliness to the texts of the past and give it this new artistic flourish. So it's almost like reimagining the classics and the things that have come before in a new and interesting way. So it's completely understandable that a lot of people kind of mix modernism and postmodernism, and they blend really well. It's kind of difficult sometimes to pinpoint one and say postmodernism or modernism because they're so similar in a lot of ways. They're both really rebellious, like the Romantics. They don't like any restrictions, but many critics would argue that postmoderns embrace the disorder, the craziness, the absurdity, the rebelliousness, and they make it their own that's whimsical and absurd and kind of fun. So the important thing about this particular area of literature is that it is happening right now. We are in the postmodern era. Some people call it, even now, the post-postmodern. It's crazy. It's tough to discuss and label the moment while it's happening because we're still learning about it. What we can say, though, it's erasing the line between things that are considered high art and low art and making us re-examine everything, which is really cool. So historically, you would have highbrow things that kind of hipsters would consume, whether it's poetry or film, kind of pretentious things. But now we've seemed to cross this line that there's not like good highbrow things and bad lowbrow things in terms of things that we consume. It's just consume what you like, right? So, and this can go anywhere from films to cartoons to music. Anything kind of goes now. I'm not super old. I'm older than I look. I know I look like I'm 12. I'm not 12. I have 2 kids. I'm not 12. I look really young. I look like a child. But when I was in school, I thought I was like really edgy and cool because I listened to like alternative and indie rock as opposed to like pop, which everyone else does. But now, like the things that music has done, especially with like online streaming music, is that all these music genres have blended and merged, and there's not really the type of genre that people just roast on and make fun of all the time because everyone has their own unique twist on things. There's not like the Nickelback that everyone makes fun of anymore is the lowbrow music. So keep all that in mind. It's an interesting era of art that we're in right now. Okay, so for your text this week, you'll be investigating these British authors. Neil Gaiman, it's my boy, one of my favorites. He has, this is a graphic novel. It's originally a short story, but it's been expanded into a graphic novel, which you'll be reading, which is pretty fun. It's called How to Talk to Girls at Parties, a short story by Kazuo Ishiguro called A Village After Dark, and an article by Zadie Smith called Generation Y. And the film is the making of a novel by Kazuo Ishiguro called Never Let Me Go. And if you haven't seen it, get ready. It's pretty cray. Also, there's some kind of sexual overtones in it, so just be ready for that. Maybe don't have it on while the kids are around. You'll get some postmodernism backup from an article by Stanford. The novel option for this era is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So you might have heard of it. But once again, I just want to reiterate that your final project is due next week, right? So on July 2nd. And I want you to keep in mind that that is not a full week. So you're not going to have until next Sunday to finish the project. I believe it's on a Thursday, which is July 2nd. Let's make sure. July 2nd, do I have my phone? I'm just going to make sure it's a Thursday. How's everyone doing? Yeah, Thursday. Okay, so it's due Thursday, next Thursday at 11:59 p.m. So your assignment this week is essentially the same types of things. You're kind of blending and merging these themes and ideas with the film and the text. So you're getting so good at this. So make sure that you should be, at the very least, finishing up your novel early this week and working on your project, getting that ready to go to submit next week. I think that's all I got. If you need any help with the project, looking up those outside sources for the databases, hopefully you know how to do that from your comp classes. I got nothing else. Let me know if you need any assistance, and I will speak to you all on Thursday. Goodbye.